What's good, Internet? My name is attackslug. Welcome back to SVR 2010 on the Nintendo DS on an emulator, as I've said since day one, and fingers crossed it won't break today, it won't crash today when trying to face Mr. Kennedy! Kennedy! We did it! I fixed it. Here we are. Welcome to a Thursday on the program, and thankfully, downloading a new nightly build of this emulator managed to fix my very particular problem, because here's the thing, right? When I loaded this game up and was playing in a one-on-one regular non-story mode, this entrance worked fine. But for some reason, it was broken during the story mode, and that was very confusing. But again, new build fixed it, so I am very happy to have that fixed, and hopefully I've managed to get all my options back here to where they were in terms of graphically and whatever else. Fingers crossed that it all works for you guys and for me and everything else. But here we are. It's Thursday. He's going to introduce himself here, so
now that I have everybody's attention,
I'm listening.
I would just like to remind you that I weigh in tonight at 246 pounds. I hail from Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Go Pack, go.
Mr. Kennedy!
Anderson! And there we go. Thank you, Mr. Kennedy. Let's go beat you down here on my first match on SmackDown. Here we are, here we go. Gonna crush the competition here on SmackDown. So, before I get into AEW and NXT from last night, we have some stuff that I forgot to mention yesterday. In kayfabe, taking the IC belt from Sami Zayn, not making him interim like they did with the NXT Cruiserweight's title, makes a heaping whole lot of no sense when you consider that Brock Lesnar disappears for months at a time, and that's just fine. But Sami Zayn's out for a couple of weeks, and nope, he can't have the belt anymore. Like, in kayfabe, it makes no sense. Like, obviously, in real life, sure, we get it. But that's, you know, one of those things, man. One of those things. Like, Andrade legit got suspended for a month, and he was still the US champion. And granted, in kayfabe, he's not suspended, he was injured. So again, that's a whole thing. But he didn't defend it, and he's still the US champion. But that's kind of how they play things, fast and loose and such. And also, in the news, or I guess perhaps at some point potential future news, is that currently Sting, the Stinger, is not under a WWE contract. So he is kind of free to go wherever, and there were certainly some AEW rumors, as there tends to be with anybody who's not under a contract. Now, whether or not you want to see Sting try to wrestle after his injury from Seth Rollins a couple years back, perhaps not. But after what they did at WrestleMania with the Boneyard match, I'm like, that kind of match would be perfect to finally give us Taker and Sting. The long-awaited. And now Sting's not under a deal? Like, come on, man. Like, that's perfect. You could have given us that, and it might not happen now. We don't know. He might want to have matches in AEW. Who knows, man? But that is kind of what's going on there. So, let's get to what important happened on AEW and NXT last night. As Mr. Kennedy here, giving me a fight. I thought, you know what? I want to squash him. And no, man. He is definitely giving me a good fight. So, AEW opens with the Murder Hawk and with Jake the Snake, and saying, we're not going to apologize for what we did last week because we're heels, you know? Essentially, that was the crux of that. So out comes Cody in his truck, and there's a brawl between Archer and Cody because they're fighting at Revolution for the first ever TNT Championship. And that kind of, we're going to hold off on that brawl. We're going to back off, wait for it. We're not getting paid for this, so lion salt. So that kind of ended on a, you know, hey, Cody was going to get the upper hand there, but, you know, Archer backed off, heel stuff, Makes sense, right? Kennedy, you donezo. You donezo. Sheeta won a 4-way, and she is still the #1 contender, and she is fighting Nyla Rose at Revolution. Slug got the win, but it wasn't the impressive debut he was hoping for. Oh, right, because of the whole thing backstage with Edge. I forgot. Was it nerves? This guy was huge on ECW and Raw. I guess the verdict's still out on Slug. I was attacked backstage by the Rated R superstar. So Edge attacked you before the match? Yes! There are cameras everywhere. It's wrestling. He must see you as a threat. Why don't you go home and get some rest? Gee, thanks. My condition here is still in the, good. I'll pay Edge a little visit. Sure you will, Triple H. Unless you're behind the whole thing. My assumption. Let's see who's hanging out. Evan Bourne. I gotta train later. Yup. Best shape possible. Yup. Do that. Yup. Let's check Monday Night Raw. Shall we? Santino, Kofi, and Kelly. Let's check them out. I'm assuming they're gonna say the same things, but you never know. Where the hell is he? Come on now. Where's the Cobra? What up? You are not worthy of being a champion. I don't drive the ladies. Well, I get it, Santino. Boop, boop. Kofi Kingston. The talent on SmackDown is incredible, man. I mean, guys like Kozlov, Umaga, and Matt Hardy are intense. Those are 3 very interesting names you picked there. I wouldn't have picked those 3 names, but that's just me. And Kelly. What do you got? Come on over to Raw sometime. I'll give you a special tour. I was just on Raw for months, Kelly. I don't need a tour. I used to work here. I used to go here. Outskirts, nobody. So, SmackDown, just Trips and Hornswoggle. Hey, Trips, how's Edge doing? Wink, wink. Don't worry about Edge. The guy's gonna self-destruct any day now. Well, eventually his neck will, but that's a whole different thing going on there, so... And then, let's check my former home in ECW. And, again, why is Vince backstage? Yeah, it's the same thing with Morrison. It's fine. But why is Vince backstage at ECW being like, we need help. You can book whoever you want. You're Vince freaking McMahon. Like, grapefruits. I don't know if this is clear to you, but I was instrumental in bringing Slug to SmackDown. Lay off him. I was just showing him the pecking order. Obviously, he can't fend for himself. If you'd worry about your own business, then maybe you'd still have a title. Burn. Oh, talking big because apparently The Undertaker and now Slug have your back. Whatever. Just stay away from Slug. You got that? Yeah, I got it. Don't get your shovel. Relax. Back up. My phone's ringing. Who do we got? Hello, Slug. It's Vicky Guerrero. Excuse me. I've decided your next opponent will be my husband, Edge. I heard you started some trouble with him, and I want this settled now. Oh, you've also received a present from a certain diva. Is it Eve or Kelly? There's only 2 of them in this game. I put it in the locker room, but you should go pick it up before someone else does. 9-2, SmackDown. Let's all go to the locker room. Umaga in the hospital. What's good, buddy? How you feeling? Blah. What up? Grr. That's just... Sure. Good times, man. Good freaking times. Let's go check out the locker room. Actually, before that, we have to see what's up. You finally made it to SmackDown. Well, alright, brother. Nice work. Okay, that's all I get? Sure, fine. Where is little Jimmy? Uh-oh. Edge, you better not have touched my locker. All I'm trying to say. You better not. Is it... Wait, what? I'm here in the creation. I don't need to be in the creation, so that's weird. Okay, let's talk to Edge. Sure. Edgester. Shouldn't you be changing in the other locker room? By the way, one of the divas left you a cake as some sort of welcoming gift. Where is she? Princess Peach? It was a little dry, but whoever made its heart is in the right place. You son of a... Don't tell me you ate it. Do you think I could achieve this physique by eating cake? I've got to stay in shape if I'm going to keep Vicky. Regardless, I don't know why anyone would waste their time on you. That's why I'm going to make our match tonight as quick as possible. So did you eat the cake or not, Edge? Because I can't go in and find cake here in the creation suite. That's not like an option. Okay, let's go fight the Rated R Superstar. Well, what's going on here? It's the Big Show. Slug was supposed to be competing against Edge tonight. Apparently, Edge came down with a case of food poisoning. Funny, I didn't seem to feel anything. They both ate my cake. So Vicky asked me to replace him, which was fine by me, because I want nothing more than to crush Slug and send him back where he came from. Raw or ECW? One of those two. Well, that's unexpected. Here we are with the big nasty Paul White doing it, fighting the Big Show, because what else is new? Hey, perhaps this new build fixed all of the entrance issues, so that'd be nice. That'd be cool. Anyhow, back to AEW. Omega and Matt Hardy beat Santana and Ortiz in a pretty good tag team match. I enjoyed that. MJF beat some jobber, and he'll fight Marco Stunt next week. That should be some nice heel shenanigans. I will say overall, between these two shows, it is still very nice that there is additional crowd noise from the staff and the crew at AEW. It makes it feel more like a wrestling show and not just dry and sterile like NXT or Raw or SmackDown. Or Money in the Bank, for that matter, right? So I'm enjoying having some kind of noise, not a lot, but some noise there still in the background at AEW. So, Jericho finally got his hands on Pineapple Pete and obviously squashed him pretty easily. There was a flurry of offense, but then the back elbow, Judas Effect, and that was the end of that chapter. So that was all she wrote there, but hey. After that was the important part, right? And that was, hey, there was an Inner Circle promo. Out comes Vanguard 1 to bring back the Inner Circle t-shirt. And what does Chris Jericho do with a baseball bat? He murders Vanguard 1. Rest in peace, Vanguard 1. Oh my god, you killed him. You killed him. Good God Almighty. Abdominal stretch. You killed him. I can't believe they murdered Vanguard 1. How many weeks until we see Vanguard 2? Is my question. Bookend on the Big Show. Well, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. Gonna fly! Just that corkscrew spinning elbow, Cesaro style, and it couldn't quite get it done. Now, the big announcement here is that presenting the TNT title, folks thought, hey, perhaps it'll be Sting, given Sting's history with TNT and WCW, and not currently being under a WWE contract. No, it's not Sting. Instead, it's Mike Tyson. You know, the enforcer from WrestleMania. Mike Tyson is going to present the TNT Championship. That's crazy. That is a battle of who has the worst tattoo. Between Tyson and Cody and Lance Archer, they all have terrible tattoos. So, that's pretty fun. Anyhow, big though. That is big for them. That is some good stuff. And I'll be curious to see how that plays out. But hey, why not make him the enforcer for that match, for old time's sake? Any doubts we had after Slug's first match have certainly been proven wrong tonight. He's managed to defeat the 7-foot-tall giant. Even a last-minute substitution couldn't stop the Slugger. The rest of the SmackDown roster better be taking notice. What happened to your match tonight? I thought you were up against Edge. Food poisoning? No wonder he kept running to the bathroom. Seriously though, I think he's just playing games with you. I mean, I'm playing a game right here, so. Even though you beat me in your first match, I want to give you a proper welcome to SmackDown. Tonight, drinks are on Mr. Kennedy! I'll meet you in the parking lot. Kennedy! Say it twice, man. What are you doing here? Attacking the parking lot? Who could it be? Oh, again. DTA. Don't trust anybody. Slug! It was you, man. It's all a grand conspiracy. It's all a C-O-N-spiracy. I've watched enough wrestling to know. Now, the Dynamite main event, nobody in the hospital or the gym, wow, was Mr. Brody Lee going on against Christopher Daniels. And who gets the win there? Obviously, Mr. Brody Lee. There was some Dark Order business, and then out comes Moxley beating up them, and that continues to have that thing build towards Revolution. Batista and I are good friends. You're hurting me, Dave. You gotta keep your friends and family close. Ma familia. Did you bake me a cake, Kelly? Was it you who baked the terrible cake? Come over to Raw sometime. Or was it Eve? Because there are only 2 of y'all here in this game. So, 50-50, man. Mr. Kennedy, did you set me up? I think you may have. Well, there are a lot of weirdos on this brand, but don't worry too much about it. There are also a few normal people like me. Yeah, because everyone in wrestling is just so normal. Teddy Long, why are you here on SmackDown, playa? This ain't your brand no mo. What to do on next week's... Teddy is so confused at all times. At some point, someone is going to use his outskirts. I don't know when, but it's going to happen. Meanwhile, over on NXT, the overarching story of the night was the implosion of Thatcher and Riddle, who were defending their NXT Tag Team titles. And guess what? Thatcher bailed, and we have new champions in Imperium. When did you get this big? Yeah, alright. Thanks, Finley. And that, in turn, had the main event be Riddle versus Thatcher. Obviously, Riddle won that match, but Thatcher got his heat back after the match. And we know John Morrison, the Tuesday Night Delight, the Shaman is sexy, be jealous. Catchphrases. Do you seriously think I'd enjoy talking with you? No. But why are you here backstage at ECW eating pizza, Vince? I don't get it, man. Hi, Slug. I'm Kelly. I heard Edge attacked you from behind. How are you feeling? Think you can make your match? That was like a week ago. I'm gonna make Edge pay. Let's make sure you're healthy first. Are you a nurse? What's going on here? Just focus on one thing at a time. I heard your opponent tonight is Umaga. I'll be watching. And by the way, did you enjoy my cake? I told you it was either Kelly or Eve. You're a terrible cook, Kelly. Eve, I'm sorry I ever accused you of possibly making that cake. Yep, training, blah, 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 blah. So first the Big Show, now the Bulldozer, Umaga. We're on the same team at Survivor Series. I chose you, so why in the blue hell are we fighting tonight? That ain't cool. So the interim Cruiserweight tournament continues. Jake Atlas beats Tony Nese. He is now 2-1, which technically makes Drake Maverick almost disqualified unless Drake Maverick beats Kushida next week, and then it's tied, and then things get more interesting. We shall see. On that, they announced TakeOver in Your House, happening June the 7th, and as someone who was watching those shows when they were happening in the 90s, that is some great nostalgia. They even used the old logo. Thumbs up on that. Hilarious. And speaking of nostalgia, the Killer Cross vignette used the old Armageddon theme song. The end is here! That was pretty funny. Like, total throwback on that. Cameron Grimes beat Finn Balor with the distraction from Damian Priest. They're still saying it's grime time, which again, to me, specifically, is very funny. But, you know, that's kind of his new thing now, is it's grime time, and I'm like, come on now. I did that. The reason that Cameron Grimes won against Finn Balor was because of Damian Priest, and Priest reveals he was the one who attacked Balor backstage, and so that sets up that feud perhaps happening at In Your House on June the 7th. Now then, the other Cruiserweight deal was Swerve and Gallagher. And Gallagher beat Swerve, but apparently both men now are out. They are mathematically gone from that particular tournament, and so Phantasma and Tozawa are fighting next week, I believe. And then, yeah, main event was Thatcher and Riddle, as I said earlier. So, you know, NXT was doing things, AEW was doing things, setting up matches for next week, and, you know, all kinds of usual wrestling obvious, if you will. So, let us make short work here of the Bulldozer. Increase the grapple. Do the thing with the backbreaker into the Gut Buster. Boom. That's right. And then the Lion Salt onto Umaga. You should know how good I am. I already beat you to get you on my team for pay-per-view. So, if anybody should know, Umaga, it should be you. But you wanted to fight this match anyway, so I don't get it. But here we are, here we go. Slug Sploder time. That's right. Boom, shakalaka. And that's going to be all she wrote. A 1, a 2, a 3. Wow, even after getting roughed up by Edge, you still beat Umaga. Impressive. Did you set me up or not? Come on. What are you going to do now? Going after Edge? Nah, he'll get his at Armageddon. Yes, we build towards a pay-per-view. I think Triple H can help arrange that. But are you sure that's what you want? If it were me, I'd do the same thing that he did. Edge's match is almost done. Why not attack him backstage? Do I have to? Like, I've been sitting here for half an hour. I have more things to film today. Yes, I have more things to film today. Thank you for letting me save. And tomorrow, we'll attack Edge backstage. I'm attackslug. Thanks for watching. More videos right here. See you next time. And I'm out.